Visitors enter my home via the kitchen through a front door that's really more of a back door. If you turn to your left, you'll see a door marked entrance. The building I live in was once a single-family home, but was divided into 4 apartments at some point so that the space could be rented out more efficiently to college students. The door that leads from the outside world into my space happens to be in the backyard because of the way the house was divided. Rather than being met with a foyer or a mudroom where they can wipe their feet, visitors instead find themselves immediately inside my kitchen, which is perhaps the most important room in the apartment. After passing through the doorway, visitors must squeeze through the space between the island counter and the fridge. If you look straight down, you'll see the island, which juts out awkwardly into the middle of the room, somewhat compensating for the lack of a foyer by splitting the kitchen into 2 halves, the entry area and the cooking area. Unfortunately, I am too tall to sit comfortably at this island, but because I do not have a kitchen table, I have no other option. I have assembled a collection of several chairs and stools for my guests and myself to sit at during shared meals, but the island, with its dark beige Formica countertop, does not accommodate guests very well, and renders the atmosphere a bit too casual for my liking. If you look up and straight ahead, you'll see the refrigerator, perhaps my most valued possession. Inside, it contains largely basic ingredients and Tupperwares full of leftovers, relatively simple fare typical of a college student's diet. Atop the fridge, I pile my grocery receipts so that I can keep track of what I'm eating and how much it costs. This will be useful for calculating my food expenses once I graduate from Grinnell and move into an overpriced city in a few months so that I'll be able to budget my salary well. Further to your left, you'll see another typical indicator of the busy lifestyle I lead as an overworked undergrad. Attending to the sink full of dirty dishes falls low on my list of priorities after completing my assignments for class. To the left of the sink, you'll see a collection of shot glasses in need of a wash, remnants from another weekend activity typical of college students. I purchased 2 of them at the world's largest truck stop where they sell shot glasses with each of the 50 states on them. Because I was a first-year student when I purchased them, I chose a Minnesota glass to honor the home state of my then roommate, and a West Virginia glass to honor my freshman tutorial, which focused on the history of the oft-overlooked state. Another glass features the logo of Come and Go, a late-night favorite of Grinnell students who have nowhere else to purchase snacks after midnight. The last glass features the Grinnell College logo, a laurel leaf. This somewhat regal symbol surely has some sort of meaning associated with it, but to me it simply looks like a winged book, perhaps suggesting the uplifting and empowering effect of studying the liberal arts. Reading for class probably constitutes the 3rd most common activity you'll find me doing in this kitchen, after eating and drinking. As students, we often find ourselves pressed for time, but fortunately I can avoid competition between schoolwork and meals by completing both simultaneously, seated uncomfortably at my beige island counter.